How is everybody doing today? I hope you had a great day today in the market. What in the world is going on, guys? Well, if we tune in here to Bloomberg, you're going to see we are just getting bloody each and every day. So check it out. It says a year's worth of NASDAQ gets slammed into 3 weeks. Netflix plunges after forecast for new customers disappoints. Check it out. Peloton plans to cut jobs production level. I mean, everything is just chip makers tumble again in the biggest weekly drop since March 2020. It's just getting ugly, guys. It's getting ugly. But look, we don't have to know all of this to know what the market is doing, all right? I always say the charts, they talk. They do all the talking. And if we go to the charts here on SPY, we'll see what is going on. Again, SPY hit the targets that we had below. We've said if it doesn't hold this upper trend line here, we're going to come and test this support and then this support. Well, it just went right through. And yesterday we talked about we could have a potential bounce, and we did, right? But still, the momentum was to the downside. Let's not forget that. So anytime we have a flat top, all right, with red volume closing and momentum, the squeeze coming down, momentum is to the downside. We did bounce, and let's go ahead and take a look at here on the 10-minute. And you could see here around, we went all the way to what, 10 o'clock, and then the market started, turning around. And you could see after 10, it just reversed and never looked back. So it just plummeted. So that's what happened on SPY. But we were expecting that. We were expecting a quick bounce because we had support there. And potentially, if it could not hold, it was just going to drop more because momentum still to the downside. So that's what it is. And momentum continues to the downside. It could get pretty ugly. Look, we have a major support down here at 426. We have not been at this level since October of since October of this last year. So we have some room to go down, guys, on SPY. So SPY, again, watch for a quick bounce tomorrow and then potentially fade all day. It's getting pretty nasty. But again, I hope you killed it. I hope you recognize that. And here we are. Look, we drew exactly what was going to happen here. Bounce, right? And then probably come to a new low. We drew that yesterday. Let's go to the hourly here. So you could see here, well, we bounced up. We got all the way to 458. The market looked bullish, but again, you have to look at the daily, you have to look at the weekly and recognize that the momentum is still to the downside. So that's where we're going. Again, tomorrow, look at the volume. Nothing but red volume, flat tops. Look at here, doji, flat top, flat top, flat top, and momentum to the downside. So again, tomorrow, wait for a quick bounce in the market. And then once it starts to show weakness, look at the VIX, kind of line the levels, and then execute your position. Okay, so that's the way to do it. So let's go over the VIX here. You could see we hit target here on VIX. Again, VIX, we had spoke about yesterday. Momentum was to the upside here. Okay, flat bottom. All right, and today we had a little wick here, but it's still consider momentum to the upside. So where are we going with the VIX? Right here, guys, 27.39. All right. If we hit this, we might get a little bounce in the market. Okay, we might get a little bounce in the market, and then potentially, you know, go and hit this level right here on the VIX. Once the VIX goes and hits that, so I'm expecting SPY Hey, what's up, man? I'm expecting SPY to come to this level right here. Man, TOS is just, I don't know what's going on. Look at that. I'm expecting SPY to come to around this level. Okay. And hopefully we can bounce there, guys. Hopefully the market can rebound here and then, you know, move up. If we break below that, it could get pretty nasty, but I'm thinking we're gonna bounce here. So yeah, I don't see your name on here, but yeah, I'm expecting more downside. If this is your first time watching my videos, so I use Heikin Ashi candles to give me the trend of the market. I align that with volume and momentum. So you could see here, I love doji candles. Once you break doji candle, it kind of tells you where the move is going. So flat tops, okay, it gives you an indication the momentum is to the downside. And you can see we have a flat top, flat top, flat top, flat top with red volumes here. So I'm still thinking the SPY is gonna keep going down tomorrow. So yesterday we talked about it, and I said we might get a rebound here. We might bounce a bit and then come back down. You can see my lines right here. You can barely see them. But that's exactly what we did. We bounced in the morning, and then we ended up making a new low in the afternoon. So that's exactly what happened. That's what, you know, I expect to see tomorrow. You know, some sort of bounce. Look at your 5-10 minute, and when you start to see some resistance, when you start to see VIX, you know, bouncing at certain levels, you know, play some puts, you know, or short the market, you know, however you do it. Yeah, it's ugly already. You're right, and we've been talking about it, but you could see here. I mean, we've been pretty accurate on this, and I expect to see more momentum to the downside. But here is the level that I'm thinking we're gonna bounce. Okay, so we still have quite a bit to go, and I mean, it could get crazy tomorrow. Today it dropped pretty drastic. I don't think I've seen the SPY drop that far and, you know, move that much in one day in quite some time. This level is 426.36. But again, expect a bounce, a small bounce in the morning, and then, you know, continuation to the downside. Also, if you don't watch the VIX, get in a habit of watching it. Put it on a 5-minute. That's what I do, and have your levels drawn out on the daily and your weekly, and then put it on a 5-minute, and then whenever it's touching certain levels, align it with the SPY, and if the line's touching a certain support, you know, chances are the VIX is gonna have resistance, the SPY is gonna have support, and you'll do the opposite. So it works really, really well. Do you think it's a good idea to hold 24? Piton, no, man, I don't think it's gonna go up anytime soon. Let's see, we might have some sort of bounce. Now you're in puts, is that what you said? You have some put options, 24. So I mean, I don't know when you got them, but you should be up on them. But you see on Piton right here on Peloton, we broke the support area, and you know, it's just, of course I use Heikin Ashi, so you don't see the gap right here. That's the only thing about using Heikin Ashi candles. You don't see the gap, but I have two charts on my screens. I have one with Heiken Ashi and one with not. So I can see when there's gaps to fill and stuff like that. But I think Peloton is just going to continue to go down. Let's see. You see, I'm expecting Peloton to come to this 1770 area right here on the weekly. That's where I think we might get a bounce. So right now, traders are looking at this level, and you know, that's where I'm thinking that they're targeting. We also have some support here around 2059. So between 2059 and 17, this is the area where I think Peloton might find, you know, a support and bounce. So we'll see. That might be the time that the SPY also hits the support level and bounces as well. So, but you can see, man, like once we get those flat tops, you just the continuation continues using the Heiken Ashi. You have SPY puts. That's awesome. Yeah, just keep an eye on it. The market's looking bearish. Just, you know, every day kind of go back and analyze your where you're in, and if you see more momentum, subscribe to the channel, because I always go through every night. I go through let me erase this, but you could see, look guys, you know, we hit our targets, all of them, to the downside, and to the upside here, when we're going up, you see that little dot right there, the little circle, we hit that one as well. And so that's why I like using Heiken Ashi candles, because you can really see the direction, and you align that with volume, and you get a pretty clear idea, and you're accurate a lot of the time. So let's go through the Qs real quick, and then I'll go back and answer some questions. So stick around. The Qs, same thing, guys. Look at this. All right, we have doji candle, and then we have a flat top here. All right, with momentum to the downside. We did have green volume, but how do we play those? I tell you, okay, you wait for the crack of the top or the bottom, because you know, it could go either way. Green volume was a little bit bigger than the previous red volume there, but again, momentum, because of the market weakness, market sentiment, we went to the downside, and you replayed this break right here, you're looking pretty good on the Qs. So again, look at the momentum to the downside. Again, Qs, we're looking for around 350. We may get a small bounce here on the Qs. We may get a small bounce and then come back and test this. I think once we get to this area, the market in general will start bouncing. A lot of the large caps, Microsoft, Nvda, you know, we need about the same amount of downside on all of them, and I think we're all going to bounce around that same area. And these were great dip areas on those stocks if you want to go long. And if it breaks, you just you get out. But or you can wait for a doji candle. That's something that I preach all the time. You wait for a doji candle to form after it hits support. You wait for a doji, and then you play that break of that doji, and it's just more secure. More often than not, I mean, it's gonna be a winner, and you're waiting for confirmation. Sometimes you'll try to get the dips, and it doesn't, they don't work. AMZN and GME, you know what? I'm not even in them. I haven't played AMC in some time now. I did swing it some time back, but I got out of it. But as AMC right here, look, I'm not even gonna tell you if I'm bullish or on GMC, but let the chart tell you. Look at this, okay? Oh, by the way, also when my candles turn different colors, that just means we're below all EMAs, okay? So here, because it turned yellow, we're peaking below EMAs, and now we're under all EMAs, okay, on the daily. So that's pretty bearish when we're under all EMAs. So until we get a yellow candle, okay, that shows me reversal, all right, and we show the TTM squeeze, you know, kind of gave me a reversal momentum. We show some volume, then you know, we can play to the upside. But right now the chart is telling me AMC is bearish at the moment. Now I'm not saying that, you know, it's never going to go back up. Eventually, when market sentiment shifts, AMC could go back, and that's when we want to get in. But at this time, look at all this red. I don't want to play right now. So as long as we're red on this candles, you look to short any resistance. So anytime we come up here to these areas, you know, you look to short because we're still under all EMAs. So it's not that I don't like AMC. Listen, I'm gonna play it both ways. I'm gonna play any chart, GME, AMC, Nvda. I'm gonna play it. And there's money to be made, guys, long or short. So don't get in a mindset, oh, you know, I'm only going long, and I'm only going long. No. You can make money on the way down too. So don't just, you know, have a bias on going always long, you know, and averaging down when the stock is going down. You know what? Save your money, play it short, and then when it's due again for a reversal, play it long, and you make money both ways. That's the smart way to do it. Yeah, so that's the color of the candles. So when they're green, we're just above all the EMAs that we use. So right now you can see we're below all that. Thanks for asking, Crystal. Yeah, Netflix. I think Netflix had bad I think I had earnings today, right? Earnings, and they weren't good. I think they lost subscribers and all this stuff. But where did Netflix go? 406. Oh gosh, we're down here. Yeah, let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah. So this is what I mean with Heikin-Ashi candles. Look, if I change it back to a traditional candle, let's go here. It still didn't show it to me. Okay. I thought there was a gap. There was a gap down here. Let's look for one. Oh, let's go to the daily. Oh, for example, right here, you know, there's a little gap. If you go to the Heikin-Ashi candles, it won't show you that gap. See? But you can see the trend a lot better with the Heikin-Ashi candles. But man, where's 405 is the bid. So Netflix is way down here. So for Netflix, you could see my targets were here because we're bearish on Netflix. But we just passed those. So we're what's the bid at? 405. So we're somewhere in this area right there. Yeah, it's just on Thinkorswim won't update the candle till tomorrow. So yeah, but look at Netflix, guys. If you just follow the pattern of the candle, I mean, this thing has been bearish. We broke trend here, and this. Tell me when you see a change of trend. There's no change of trend. Look, we're below all EMAs. Okay, there's no need to get on this. So anytime it moves up, you know, you short it back down. When you hit support, right here was a great short. Okay, and it's dying. So we go to the weekly. Let's see where we hit on Netflix. So around this area. This area was back in July of 2020. So this is where we're at. So that's quite some time back. Yeah. Yeah, guys. So it's smart if you're swinging something like this when you're up this high to take some profits. I'm always, if I'm swinging something like this, I'm always taking profits. When it's at all-time highs or something like that, because once it starts reversing, you want to get out of it. And let's go to the, what's another one you're talking about? Roku. Yeah, Roku is just bleeding to death as well. Let's go to the weekly on Roku. My TOS is slow today. Again, look at this Roku on the weekly, and that's something that a lot of people don't do, guys. Is you gotta watch your weekly and you gotta watch your daily. You gotta look at the whole picture first, okay? Before you go into your 10-minute, your 1 hour, you can't make a decision based on the 1 hour or 4 hour or 10-minute or 5-minute. You gotta look at the big picture. Once you have the big picture, you know where the trend is. Then you go to your 10-minute or half an hour, whatever you like to do, and then you already have a bias on where the market's going, and then you make a plan, you make a trade. And so I always look at the big picture. You go to here the weekly. What does Roku look like? It's bearish, right? Look at all the red candles. All right, look at all this the flat bottoms right here. Flat bottom, flat bottom, flat bottom. So if you're trading, for example, on this week, you're coming from a flat bottom with red volume on the weekly, and so you go to the daily, right? And any type of bounce that you get, and you come near resistance, you're still bearish on the weekly. All right, you look for weakness, you look for a break of trend, and then you play put options. Why? Because on the weekly, the stock is still bearish. All right, so make a plan starting from the weekly, move yourself down to the daily, and then execute, on your 5-minute or whatever you use. And again, we've been seeing the trend lately is we kind of have a fake rally in the morning at the open. Gets a lot of traders thinking, oh, the market's going to rally, this is the bottom. But again, they're not looking at the big time frames. The big time frames like the daily and the weekly are telling you, the big movements. So let the rally happen. I mean, you could scalp if that's what you do. I do that myself. You could scalp, but again, the main thing to focus on is going to be playing puts, or shorting. Once you see the weakness, once you see you hit some area of resistance, you look at the VIX also if it's at a level of support, and then you execute your trade. So if you learn to look at the VIX and at the SPY, when you hit those areas of resistance support, guys, it's gold. So what else that you guys want to look at? So today there's no inside bar, so I like to play inside bar plays as well. An inside bar is a candle that closed inside yesterday's candle, but today there was none on my scanner, so we're not going to be looking at any inside bars as far as today. SoFi. So SoFi, I believe, had a little rally. Yeah. So SoFi had a little rally, and SoFi, guys, I got out. I'm gonna be honest. I was adding in these areas long term, not option plays. I had shares on SoFi, so we're in this area of support, and I was adding in this area, and I was almost gonna get out before the news here. Okay, I was almost gonna get out, and then we got that news. When was it? On Wednesday, and I ended up selling near their support. So I didn't want to hold on to it. So because the market sentiment is still weak, I still think SoFi if it can't get above here, with the market being really weak, it's not gonna do anything. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, so we got this nice doji with this volume. In order for SoFi to do anything, we would need to get above this level. Yeah, which is that level right there. So yeah, as far as SoFi, I think it's gonna be done. Look, so SoFi, look, I'm gonna tell you, if this is your first time here on the channel, let me clear these levels so you can see a little bit more clear. So I use Heikin-Ashi candles, right? And Heikin-Ashi candles, whenever you have a flat bottom on the candle, right, it means momentum is to the upside. Whenever you have a flat top, it means momentum is to the downside, right? We had this trend, all right? We broke this trend. We ended up here on this day with red volume, even though, you know, we broke the trend. So this was tricky. I was already in this anyways. I was already at a loss. I was almost gonna sell it, but I knew we had support in this area, and all the people, all right, that were like me, that were buying this dips because we were near support, I guarantee you that mostly all of them exited this play. Why? Because market sentiment is just plummeting, and you don't want to be in something like this hoping that it's going to rally when the whole market it's dumping. So as far as right now, I don't think it can do much anymore. But again, if it does, it would have to break 1650. So you can look for something like this, you know, have it break, have it come down, have it test, and then rally. Because if you just buy the break, it can fake you out, all right, and it can come back all the way down. So it's just gonna trap all the longs right there. All the people are going long, so be careful. That 1650 would have to go. It would have to come back, hold, watch it on a 5-minute or so, and you can get in here. And if it breaks, you get out. If it holds, you hold on. That would be the smart way to play SoFi. Yeah, you can't hold on this place forever. LCID was another one that I was in. Okay, and again, I sold LCID somewhere here in the top. I don't recall where, but I was looking to get an LCID here on Lucid, and I missed this one. But this was a nice rally to the top. But now you can see this is as far as it went, and we marked the areas of support, of resistance there. And now because the market is weak, it's just, you know, it's not holding up well. LCLB, what's LCLB? Okay, so this one, you see, so we're up here, we're peeking over EMAs, we get above EMAs, we have a flat bottom, we have nice volume, green volume, so momentum to the upside, and you just follow these. Now we have indecision doji candles here, all right? So how do you play these? You play the break to the upside or to the downside. I mean, to the upside or to the downside. So whenever on a Heikin-Ashi candles, you use this, you play the up or the bottom. Now we did finish green here, okay, but you see the momentum, it's kind of dying a little bit. So you play the break, see what happens tomorrow. If we go to the 1 hour, yeah, so the 1 hour, the way I would play this is wait to see if it bounces off of here. If it bounces, you can look to play it again from this area to about this area of resistance. Okay, so we're in a channel here, up, down, up, down. If it holds again, you sell it up here, all right? Or sell half your position or 75% of your position. Sell something. Don't just think, oh, it's gonna go, to the moon. No, secure some profit. Always. Because all the smart traders, they're all securing profits when you come to resistance. So you can watch this one tomorrow. Nice support here around 36.62. So today, guys, the market was bloody red. Chinese stocks, I think they were rallying in the morning. Again, we've been watching this one since we got shift of momentum. If you've been watching the channel, ever since this day, we're watching BIDU. So BIDU has been bullish, and anytime we go to a smaller time frame, we're looking, all right, for any type of dip, and then for a change of direction. Oh, and so earnings are tomorrow. Okay. They have earnings tomorrow. That's why it's moving. Makes sense. So you have this kind of wedge pattern here. We broke a bit above. What's the weekly? Yeah, so it's near its all-time highs, 48.88. Yeah, I never hold through earnings. I would be careful. I mean, it's moving up. They're probably expecting good earnings, but you just never know. That's the reason it's moving up. Yeah, so kind of this type of plays, you kind of play the hype, the momentum, and then get out before earnings. Unless you wanna gamble. If you have some, let's say you already made some gains on it and you're willing to gamble a fourth of your position, why not? Take a shot. It's with your house money, you could do that. What did Baba do? Yeah, so Baba had a spike and then came down there. Yeah, it is in an area of support here. Baba. So watch this 1 hour tomorrow, guys. If you like playing along to the long side, you could have a bounce here and then bounce back up to 136. So keep an eye on that. How did DWAG do today? This is another one I had. I had her around 54. Yeah, and then I ended up selling at 90. This thing went up to 93, I think. Yeah, 93.80. So it's in an uptrend too, so kind of watch it tomorrow. It didn't do much today because of market, but I think most people want 100 on this one, most traders. As long as we stay in this uptrend, it has potential. The market sold off today and it stayed up there in the 80s. So that shows strength. Anything else that you guys want me to take a look at? So SPY puts today, guys. If you guys got some SPY puts, you killed it. You guys killed it today. That's Dollar Tree looking bearish. Delta So Delta Air again. This one is me watching. If you've been on the YouTube channel, I did play Delta when we got this momentum. I don't know what day, but I scalped it one day in the morning. Did all right, but today, look, we need to hold support here. Okay, showing weakness right now. Red, nothing but red volume. Straight weakness, flat bottoms. This is an indecision candle, so if this breaks tomorrow, this thing can go down for Delta. So keep that on watch. Nice trend line here on the daily. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, it was pushing off nicely, but just because the market sold off, kind of came back down. BA, that's a good one. Let's take a look at that one. Let's look at the day. Let's start with the daily. Yeah, BA. I mean, we were looking at this one since this area, and you could see we had multiple targets here. We hit them, and right now BA is in a downtrend. So you see this indecision candle here, doji candle with red volume, and there's a member here that is in my Discord that I've been teaching him this, Charlie. He saw me on YouTube, and he's on my Discord now, and I've been teaching him how to use the high connection candles. And today's his second day trading options, and green both days using the style that I've been teaching. So if you're hearing me, Charlie, congrats, man. You're killing it. And again, guys, look at this indecision candle, red volume, momentum to the downside. What do you think this is going to go tomorrow? I mean, if this was yesterday, to the downside. So today, down. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, so BA, this would be target 207.13. 207.13 right there. That's where I would look for target on BA. We could potentially bounce here. Okay, if we break that one, we also have this downtrend right here. 204. So watch this one tomorrow, guys. BA to the downside. 207, 204. This is the 1 hour. Coin is another good one. So coin is another one that's kind of it's been kind of choppy, but I started grabbing some shares here on coin, and again, if a candle closes below this support area, I'm gonna have to get out. Okay, I already played coin, and I ended up getting out on coin somewhere around here, but I got it on the support line, and I love to get at support. So we had this right here, the support line, and I grabbed some here. I think it was on this doji, and I wrote this thing up, and I ended up getting out somewhere here. But now I'm loading again on shares on coin, and again, if we get a candle, okay, that we close below support, I'm gonna have to get out and take a small loss. Okay, but I love loading at the support areas. Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft right now. We played Microsoft. When was it? Yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, that was Charlie's first win yesterday on Microsoft. So look at indecision candle, doji. Okay. So you plot the low, you plot the high, and you play the break. Where do I think it's going? Well, look at the red volume, momentum to the downside. So this is going down. So let's go to the 1 hour and let's get our targets. Now it's never 100%, okay, but it's pretty accurate. I would say 80 to 90% of the time, I'm right. Just looking at the Heiken Ashi candle with the volume. We are hitting a lot of support though there on the hourly. Yeah. We're hitting a lot of support area right here on the hourly. Look, every time we get to this areas, we bounce up. So it doesn't have much room to come down. Maybe to this area, 297, 296 on the hourly. So maybe come here and then bounce back. So what I would do is I would put an alert in this area, right? I don't know what you use, but put an alert that tells you when it's in that area. Then when it's in that area, go to your 5 minute or your 15 minute, whatever chart you use. And if you start saying that the candles are holding up in that area, you see volume, you see a break of downtrend, you know, when you draw, then the stock is going to bounce there and you can play to the upside. So you just want to get confirmation that it's not going to keep going down. You want to wait for some type of bounce. So that's Microsoft. That's what I'm looking for tomorrow. Nvda was one of the ones that right now at the end of the day here, I got a, no, this thing went down to 235. It didn't even hold. Right here. Yeah, Nvda is looking weak. I was hoping we would get a bounce here. But if you go to the hourly, yeah, that thing didn't even hold. So I was hoping we were gonna bounce in this area. So I got a lotto call for tomorrow on Nvda, but it ain't gonna work. I was hoping we would get a bounce here. So Nvda, if we get to 195, this is where I'm gonna load. Okay, load the boat. Nvda, this area right here, 195. I think it's a bargain price for Nvda to go long. Very nice bounce to the upside. But on I won't get options on this. I will get shares. You have it at 231. Yikes, you were up nicely. But listen, Nvda is long term, you know. If it goes below your average, you know, you can add a little bit more. Nvda, Apple, I'm gonna add on dips. Microsoft. So I'm in Nvda as well. I don't know what my average is. Honestly. I would have to look in my portfolio, but if it comes down to this level, I'm definitely gonna add 185 area. We were here on back in October. So yeah, we were a bit extended, but I thought we were gonna bounce here. The market was just horrible. I did get a call here for tomorrow, a lot of call. It ain't gonna work. Jay, what is up, my friend? Nvda good minute overstock. Yes, sir. Yeah, right. They're using Nvda for the metaverse. It is, man. Gosh, I thought we were really gonna hold support there. Well, it might come back. But anyways, if Nvda comes to this, guys, I'm loading for long term. Okay, so that would be a bargain. I mean, if it comes there, I'm loading. I'm also watching Apple. Apple I already have a real good entry, but again, this would be an area here on Apple. So I think when we hit all these levels here on all these major stocks, I think this is when the market's gonna bounce. So 151 for Apple is a bargain, Anything here and even under, I don't know, they'll go to 138. That was back in October. But if it does, grab some more. It's on sale. So that's what we have, guys. Anything else? How about Tesla? Okay. Tesla. Got a little squeeze here. So Tesla, we have this nice area right here of support. How do we end up today? Red. Again, doji. Oh, not really a doji, but indecision candle. So look for the break top, break the bottom. That looks like an inside candle, is it? No, almost. I don't have any inside candles today on my scanner, but that was pretty close on Tesla. It broke just below a little bit. But tomorrow, Tesla break below, we can come and hit this 960. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, so around this area here. Yes, sir. And then here on my scanner, I have some other things, guys, that I don't even play, like AMZN. Like, what in the world is that? But I think on the weekly, we just got some upside momentum here. Let's see. Yeah, that's a real nice trend on the weekly. And then we have Philip Morris. Maybe there's earnings or something, but I don't know. But they're moving up. CNG. Oh, this one has enough February. Okay, nice bounce. Yeah, I don't know. I don't play these. They're just on my scanner. And then we have AG. This one's looking interesting. GFI. I don't know. I don't know what any. I don't play any of these gold fields. Airbnb. This was looking interesting here on the daily. Bouncing off this support area. And it's every time, look, we come to this 153, 152. This is nice. It's holding up well here on Airbnb. Let's look at the 1 hour. It's holding mighty well. Okay, so here's a play, guys, that you can buy on the dips. Every time we come to what 154.50 around that area, we bounce off. So keep this one on watch. I'm gonna set an alert here. Create alert. Okay, so this one's holding up really nice here. Airbnb. Plus we broke this downtrend on the 1 hour. We come and test this area. We do have room to run to about 167. This area right here. So holding up pretty well here. Affirm. This will be the last one. Affirm. Firm's looking ugly. Let's look at the Heiken Ashi candles. Let's look at the magic happen. Again. Look, ever since we broke the EMAs here, we're just on a downtrend. And this is the targets that I have: 5406, 4650 on Affirm. So this would be a good areas, guys, to load if you want to anticipate a bounce. 5406, 4650. Again, if you look at the overall, most stocks have about the same range to go down, and then I think everything's just gonna bounce off because everything's kind of getting close to support. So maybe we'll hit those by next week, and the market will start rallying. But this good area here for Affirm. So Affirm, I would say to the downside. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah. So any spike up to the top, guys, just puts. So let's say we come Affirm, we come over here. You short it. Okay, you short it down there. So look at that downtrend. We can't get above it. So make sure you mark those levels. Anything in between, just leave it alone. Wait till you get those levels. RVN. Man, why is my TOS so slow? Oh gosh, this thing's going to the sewers. Again, look at this, guys. Doji candle. Okay, if this was today, and you know we're gonna play this, I will tell you the same thing. Doji candle, you play the top. Okay, the break of the top, the break of the bottom. And I would to tell you, where do I think it's going? I think it's going down. Why? Because we closed on red volume. Okay, with the doji, with momentum to the downside. You know, then you get the flat bottom. Then you get a flat bottom. I'm sorry, flat top, flat top, flat top, flat top. It's hard to say flat top, right? When you know that the thing's going down. It's kind of like messes with your head. So yeah, RVN to the downside. So wait to see where this one goes, where we start reversing, and then we can play this one to the upside. But as far as right now, it's going down. So is Hood. Hood, Peloton, everything. SPCE. This one I made some nice gains on. SPCE, riding this up. I got in here thinking we would get a bounce, and I had to cut it as soon as we closed below. I cut SPCE. I really thought we were gonna bounce, but again, I'm not gonna keep averaging down. I'm just now when it broke support, now I'm gonna wait for a reversal confirmation. So what does that look like? It looks something like this. See that? That's a nice reversal confirmation. Nice volume, okay? Flat top, and then you just ride the momentum. So until we see that, I'm interested again. Until we see this, guys, on hood, then I'm interested again. Until we see it on what else is coming down, Peloton, then I'm interested again. You know, other than that, I'm not interested in anything until we see that. I mean, you can day trade and scalp, but if you want to swing something, you gotta make sure you get some sort of confirmation. WINN. The Win Resorts. Okay, so this one's looking interesting. Now, the reason this one couldn't keep going is because of the market sentiment, but this one had a nice chance to break out here. But if we go to the hourly, it's holding a real nice uptrend right here. Unfortunately, you see that candle that it's below. That's not good. That's not good. So we close the candle below the trend. So I would be bearish on this one. Be careful. Even though the daily, let's see what the daily is telling us. Yeah. So indecision candle with red volume. Yeah. So be careful on this one. Unfortunately, if we would have had, a bounce here, if we would have had a bounce, what would it look like for some sort of trend break? And then to the upside here to test those highs. But unfortunately, we're under the trend now. So now we're under the trend. We're below our EMAs. Okay, not good. So be careful if you want to go long. Maybe put tomorrow. The only way you can go long on this one if, again, the candle goes above and we close a candle above. Something like that. But again, you would have to break this trend, because what's going to happen is it could go, okay, test 10. What is up? Test the trend and then drop, because it can't break that. Again, the reason most probability it could do that because we're below our EMAs. So you see the candles that are red? We're below our EMAs. Yeah, everything is bleeding. That's why I was pretty surprised that Affirm held pretty well, even though the market bled. No, it wasn't Affirm. It was which one was it? Airbnb? Yeah. So Airbnb held pretty well. You see, still holding support even though the market is bleeding. So Airbnb, I'm gonna put on my watch list. Okay, this area's holding up really well. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Hopefully you wrote down targets. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Join me every day. I go live, go over the market sentiment, where I think we're going. Like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends if they want to learn, and share it on your social media so we can keep it going. So thank you so much for tuning in. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys mañana. All right, so stay blessed. Enjoy the rest of your night with your family, friends, and the people that you love, and get some rest. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.